Hey, you will make it TV followers, viewers, supporters, and listeners across the globe. Thank you for tuning in to another live, insightful topic with your very own Arthur Audio host, Miss Teddy Sherry Whitney. We're happy to have you guys come back and join us for another insightful topic tonight. Feel free, you're invited to tune in as well to previously recorded segments just like these right on the You Will Make It TV YouTube channel. You just simply click on the live section of our videos, and that's where you find, where we have more recordings, or check out the post section of the You Will Make It TV channel. This is another way that you can access previously recorded insightful topics. So we try to come and do this every night, y'all. If you can't find us on an inspirational quote somewhere, you can find us here doing insightful topics. I forgot, I still got wings in the oven. Let me turn those off before I get deep in the topic. Let me make this clear at the beginning of the stream. I'm not here to bash anybody's lifestyle or way of living or choice of sexual preference. But I thought I would come and give my open expressions, opinions, commentary, and reaction to the way I feel like this particular thing happens when it comes to quote unquote black success, especially once a person reaches a certain level. And then we'll talk about why it matters, because to me it matters if these same type of tactics too are contributing to homelessness. Once again, the same crisis that the USA of all places is just saying that they want to clean it up. They want to clean up homeless communities and homeless, decrease the rates of it, right? Then again, we see another black person, regardless of what color the person is. But yeah, this person is black. And it's Lil Nas X. Shout out to Lil Nas X tonight. And people feel like because you support one work a person did, one album, one art piece, one fashion design piece, if you support one piece of their work, you just automatically must agree with their lifestyle. Like, I don't agree with that, but that's my personal opinion. Like, I can totally like a few songs Lil Nas has put out and still not be okay with his choice style of living, because I know how to justly give credit where it's due and still say, hey, I don't agree with this person's style of living. Like, yeah, that person might can dance, or that person can sing or rap. That person's a great entertainer, but that still wouldn't mean that I'm trying to live my life just like that person, just because they're an idol. And just encouraging people again. This is exactly why I like to represent God. Like, didn't he say don't have no idols before me? Anyway, any person, he gonna make sure any person you set as an idol in your life, it just comes that time sooner or later where he gonna show you why. Number one, they were only an idol, IDOL. Idol is something usually you put more. You're putting your faith in that person. Like, they have to have some type of faith in themselves to begin with. Like, I don't know. I just want to talk about idols for a second. Now, when idol is spelled IDLE, they're going to say it's negative all day long. That's a representation of something idle, like something missing, or a space that's just not filled, like an idle mind, right? They say an idle mind is the devil's playground, though. And you still see young artists, like, because before I saw this about Lil Nas X recently, and it wasn't that long ago, they had the cameras on Kodak Black. Like, who am I to say I don't agree with their lifestyle? I thought once you reach a certain level of money status, and maybe that's what they always kind of showed us about influence, right? It's supposed to be so powerful, but you see them hurry up. Them the first ones they run and put the camera in their face to show everybody, like, look, this person's on drugs. This person walking the streets. Yeah, because they showed Kodak Black like that recently. Who else? 6ix9ine. It's just been different periods, if you ask me, like seasons in these people's life. Even NBA Youngboy, they did the same thing, right? It seemed like somebody quick to grab their camera and show them in a What type of light? Like, look, this person's struggling with drugs. I'm just so sick of seeing it in the celebrity world. I mean, we're gonna always see it, but I'm just using the celebrity world for example. This happens everywhere, actually, and it made me start thinking, like, damn, is this a whole? Uh, I hate to say the word tactic, but is it a whole like agenda to? It's like just show a person, oh, I can snatch the success right from under your feet. Because that's one thing. Now a person got to get back on their feet, and getting back on your feet is like a lot in itself, right? Getting back on your feet is a job in itself. But then they like that's what I'm saying. Look at that part. You want us to think, yep, well, they chose drugs. Well, I'm not gonna judge a person who chose drugs after you took everything from under their feet and tried to stop them from getting back up. I mean, I would be like, okay, that's probably expected. Like, what were they supposed to do, right? Especially if you keep trying to push them down every time they trying to get back up. We all know what falling means, or being pushed down. Okay, it's gonna happen to the best of us. We all fall, right? They say ring around the rosy, we all fall down. Like everybody done fell a time or two, or they were pushed down. And then now, if they were pushed down and they fell, we understand it. But then every time they even look like they trying to get up, you pushing them again. Or you just set a trap where they fall down again, right? I'm talking metaphorically. For those that don't know, I talk like that sometimes. Like the Arthur, a poet side of me come out when I'm trying to explain how certain things look sometimes, right? But yeah, let me go back to Kodak Black for a second. See, Kodak Black showed people recently. I just want to talk positive way real quick. Like, this ain't even about your talent, bro. Him, Kanye West, but let me stick on it because Kodak Black, they was showing him sitting on the street with a box of chicken. He's singing high out of his head, but I'm not here to judge him, like I said. It's so funny how people get a camera. It's just like, oh, I now control the image of that person. I look, and they try to control what you see. Like, bro, we see it. He's high out of his head. He's singing. He's on the ground. He's just out here in the streets. That's when you know. Well, just for those that don't know, it's a sign that somebody is high out of their mind, I guess. If they are on a certain wealth status, or a certain status at all, and they just choose to go to a regular community like ours and sit in the street and they on drugs, right? Yeah, that doesn't just happen every day. Actually, the people that was walking by was like, is that Kodak Black? They swear they can just take the shine off of you when you a star. The thing about a star, even if they sitting on the side of the road and that person was really a star, or that person really a star by birthright, but I'm saying they done already touched fame. People know who they are. You think they just gonna walk past them? No, they was like, damn, ain't that Kodak Black right there? Cause see, hoods, communities that are used to seeing that, yeah, they've seen some of the best, the worst, or the greatest out there. You never know. You can see a person doing fine these days, just yesterday, today. They sitting down there on the street corner. Like, that's how they want us to just accept it too. Like, oh, that person just must have fell hard on their luck. Oh, okay. Person got a whole 5-10 year record deal. What the hell are they doing sitting over there on the side of the road? Strung out on drugs. So the narrative for a lot of times just be like, oh, these guys touch all this money and then they get on drugs. Like, it's so old, bro. You mean to tell me they couldn't find nothing else to do with their wealth but that's the thing. In the young minority communities, we've been noticing that. Like, it's been more prevalent existing influence of drugs, particularly in the music. Right there in the music, right there on the videos, right there. You know, they might say it in a few song lyrics. I pour this in my drink. I pop this every night before I go to sleep. I play with this drug or that drug when I'm with a woman. Like, and it's been in the music. It's been in the music. So, but shout out to all the Kodak Black fans out there. And because I'm just shouting out the specific artists, not just any artists, but specifically young ones lately. Yeah, like under 25 type or under no older than 27. The males, I just saw that too. Updated news. Supposedly, little baby came out and professed that what his true sexuality is. Like I say, this thing is changing every day. You just want us to think people get in there with all that money and they go crazy like that. The devil is funny, bro. Like they literally have life changing money. Let's say it ain't all about the money though. They just have life changing connections, life changing opportunities, life changing deals that they can join if they like. And you mean to tell us that they would rather go sit on the side of the street with drugs? Kodak Black, he was still him. He still had chains on and everything. That's how you knew it was real love, because wasn't nobody just trying to like take advantage of them or jump on them. You can't control the image of somebody like me. When I looked at that clip, I was like, yeah, I noticed that. They could have just been trying to take advantage of bro. They was more concerned about him, like checking on him, like, Kodak Black, what the hell you doing out here? It's just certain people, they not just gonna accept it, bro. Like Kodak Black, if you don't get your ass up, nigga, and get your ass back in the studio, bro. Look, bro, you done graduated from this. Some of us, we gotta be out here right now or whatever. We still trying to fight our way out. But when they see somebody like that, all you can wonder is what happened, right? And they can't tell you they high out of their mind. They could probably tell you they pain at the moment. That's why they're high or drunk, right? It's crazy, bro. Because with them, it don't even be no in between. They go straight from like that type of wealth to just, oh, you homeless? You homeless? You on the street? All them connections and stuff you got, nobody will let you stay. And they knew your wealth class. They knew your status. What did you do, bro? Like, who did you piss off? That's all that make people wonder. Like, I noticed that in the viral comments that's trending, people like, I never liked him anyway. That's what inspired me to come do this topic real quick. Just seeing comments like that. Because I'm like, somebody needs to say it. Like, don't you think that's a fine time when somebody catch Kanye West or Kodak Black or who else? Lil Nas X, right? They catch them on drugs, walking the streets, all of us. And then that's a fine time for somebody to comment on your downfall and say, yeah, I never liked that person. Y'all pay attention to that. People have a right to their opinion. I'm just saying, pay attention to society and like how they work. Society is definitely studying you, studying us, studying the new generation, studying the way our influence in the new generation affects people. I really do believe they're studying it. They watching it, right? And I hope they saw that with Kodak Black, bro. That ain't a person that could just end up skitzing and walking the streets and people just finna try to take. I'm not saying nobody's exempt from that, but really they was more showing him love, like, bro, trying to lead him back to where he need to go. Or maybe that is what the celebrity's trying to show. It's like, bro, life ain't peaches and cream and perfect just because we move up to this status. But back to what I was saying, they was like, yeah, we never liked him. Like, I promise, they automatically make it religious. As if it's staged, bro. They automatically made it religious. Because some of these people, yeah, I believe, yeah, quote unquote, they sold their soul or they're devil worshippers. But some of them, how we know that it's not a whole stage act just to show you how society is. You know what I mean? That's what I'm looking at. Because, like, yeah, they was commenting saying, I never liked him. Yeah, y'all got to be careful mocking God, which that's a fact. That's a fact about anybody. You got to be careful what you say about God. What's funny, before I saw that about Lil Nas X earlier today, and then I saw it again this evening, kind of in viral celebrity news. My daughter has showed me something. She was researching, she was checking out some stuff about the Titanic. She wasn't watching a movie. She was just looking at like documentary clips. And she said, Mommy, did you know the owner of the Titanic said this, I said, yeah, that went viral before. That he had said something along the lines of, not, what did he say? Not even God can sink this ship. That's what he said, ain't it? Yeah, that's what the Titanic guy said. And then it's crazy, like the first time, right after he said it, it's like you have a grand opening or you're introducing something similar to a new invention in a new time. So when the Titanic came out, it was a great spectacular. And that man said that. He said, not even God can sink this ship, but it's just still people talk about it. Like, yeah, they talk about it. They be like, that man said that. And then just so happened this ship hits an iceberg and it was just a catastrophe. Like, so many people got hurt on that very ship where the man said that. And some say, yeah, they describe what he said as mocking God. You said it's a ship big enough not even God could sink it. It's like all the other things you could have used to describe your ship, though. Pay attention to how people make it religious. You know what I mean? And then blame who when tragedies happen. They blame the captain. They blame to this day they don't know who's behind what happened to the Titanic. Really. All they know is that man said that not even God was going to be able to sink his ship. And that's just crazy and it's embarrassing. He you know, like, bro, the first time that ship set out, we all saw what happened. Even it don't matter how many generations go by and people don't want to talk about it. It's already recorded what the man said and what happened to this ship. So I saw them trying to kind of say this about Lil Nas X, like, oh, he's one of those artists that, you know, obviously he deserves what he going through. They don't even care. Yeah, they like, oh, I never liked him. He was a devil worshiper, right? And so I'm like, wait a minute. Here we go about like religion again. First of all, that's a young man, black man at that, for whatever reason, pouncing up and down the street in just underwear briefs and a pair of boots. Let's not talk about his sexuality yet. Let's not talk about his choice of way, a lifestyle and living yet, or his religion. But he's another one, yeah. Like, I can't even deny it, bro. You have done a lot of imagery and symbolism type stuff, like you were mocking Christ. But they make it look like everybody that's homeless then was doing it. I don't believe everybody that's homeless ended up there because they mocked God somewhere. Or everybody that experiences an unfortunate circumstance in their life is because of that reason. But I was paying attention to that. Paying attention to how they just wait to that time where you're shown in a bad light and then want to sneak a comment in talking about I never liked that person. I don't know. Out of all the comments, that's just a fine time to choose to comment that on a clip where a person is clearly in a sign of distress and struggle, right? It's crazy, right? Like, do people know they be exposing themselves like that, bro? They be exposing themselves. Yeah, I never liked that person. Yeah, that's crazy. They be saying that on some of Krishan Rock team. You know, is it about you not liking a person or you like to see people struggling? Which one is it? You just happy that it's that person finally having a struggle or something you feel like they deserve to go through. Like, what do they mean when they say that? Like, say you don't like that person even when they up, when they're living their best life, then say you don't like them. Just like with Cardi B and her husband, when they was going through something, that's when people jump in the comments, yeah, I never really liked Offset or I never really liked Cardi B. Like, what a fine time to say that. When a person is in a sign of distress or clearly going through a divorce or something that could affect any one of us emotionally, right? I'm like, why that gotta be anything to do with it? Anybody struggling? I was asking my kids earlier, like a rhetorical question. I said, raise your hand if you know what it's like to be hungry. My daughter made a joke. She was like, no, I really don't. All I do is eat all day. Another one gave a response. She didn't even raise her hand, but I raised mine. And I said I would ask that question to a group of people today too. It was just a household question. I said, but me, I feel like everybody know what they feel like. What encourages them to go make themselves a sandwich or go get a bite to eat? It starts off with the feeling of hunger. Period. I said hunger is the body's way of letting you know, like a warning, like, hey, you need to eat. Otherwise, none of us, nobody can really say they don't know what being hungry feel like. So that's not the depths of struggle. Starving and not knowing where your next meal gonna come from, that's a little deeper than hungry. You know what I mean? If you ask me, starving, not knowing where the next meal, finding yourselves doing certain things just to go get a meal, yeah, that's a little deeper than hungry. That's now like, I wouldn't say starving, but you in a whole nother caliber. But people say, "Oh, I heard that child say he was hungry or she was hungry." Well, everybody get hungry. That's that child way of letting you know they hungry. It would be more their physical appearance and health status that would show you whether they're hungry more frequently than other kids, or are they starving? Like, what's going on, right? So I was just saying, more people relate than we think. We all know what it's like to be hungry. We all feel that every day. What That's the sign that lets you know to go eat. The body has ways to tell us, like talk to us. Like they say, when we get hurt too, pain is like a sensor. Like that goes to your brain first before you even cry or scream or look at that confirmation. Before you even let out a yelp, you gonna feel that pain first. Like your nervous system is what triggers you. Like, hey, you in pain, something just happened to you. Or some people, they feel adrenaline. You know how they go. The pain be so crazy, you got an adrenaline rush first. Regardless, though, on a serious note, that is very sad to see. Actually, another young hopeful, another young inspirationalist, I guess you could say. I wouldn't say all his music is inspirational, but he brings the music in a way where you would be inspired. You're gonna be motivated. Like you're gonna turn up. Like it's a holiday. Everybody know that song. Hey, it's a holiday, right? Get a man his respect where it's due. But that doesn't mean you gotta agree with how somebody live or you think their influence. Like, oh, I can only be a fan. Don't y'all notice that about fans? They feel like they gotta do exactly what you doing, live exactly how you live, and that's the only thing that get them closer to your life. For real. Like, oh, Lil Nas X wear cowboy boots. With this, I'm a word, cause then it make me feel that make me feel like I'm more like him. That's all a fan is, though. We love fans. I mean, a lot of people wouldn't be who they are today without the fans. That's why I pay attention to how people treat their fans as well. They'll say you too friendly for talking to as many fans you can, giving a wave, a smile here and there where you can. But then when you don't want to talk to them at all, they say, well, that celebrity is mean. That celebrity never want attention. I don't know. It's just weird. Like, then they definitely want you to have the attention when you're not looking for it. Like, who the hell is looking for attention while they're struggling, right? Unless it's the right attention that could, like, get them help. But yeah, I'm pretty sure if a man stripped down, pretty much he wasn't butt naked, but he was like in his briefs and just choose to go walk down the street and strut in the wee hours of the night. It's really funny. Others are already saying, yeah, it's something more spiritual with that. They think he's going through, like everybody lost on drugs is suddenly going through some kind of spiritual battle. He openly professed, like, yeah, he's like into Luciferianism. I said, maybe him walking down the street like that, humiliating himself, maybe it's some kind of ritual. Who knows? And of course, when you're going to go do something that's beneath yourself, why would you go do it sober? Who's ever been known to do that? Even strippers, I heard they have a shot. Some of them right before they get on stage. Like, even if they've been doing it for years, it just helped to take the edge off. Not to be funny, like saying they're doing anything degrading to them, but like a lot of people, to prepare themselves just to go do something, that's how you gonna know somebody finna do something crazy. Sometimes, like They go hit a whole line or drink a whole bottle. And then and then you gotta ask them like, what is you finna go do? Others, maybe they just do it for pleasure. But I'm saying pay attention. Some, that's a whole sign. They finna go get into something. Something they probably are being coerced because most manipulators, yep, they use some kind of tool. We know that their manipulating tactics is only one tool, but they use like a tool, maybe like drugs or money, just to go make you do something that, yes, humiliates you, but elevates somebody else. It's really sick to think about, right? But that, I just think it's unfortunate that when it's a lot more of that going on, like it's trending or something. Like, yeah, when you can catch a person that you know clearly got clout, status, fame, a sense of success, that's what people are more after than anything, like snapping Snapchats, and clips of them during, like, who would want to be seen during that time, right? Like Kanye West, they'll catch him on camera. Oh, he's having a mental breakdown. It's like, and you want it on camera for what? Like, where is the respect? Not just in the industry. It's like, what are people turning into? These phones turning them into monsters. They don't even see it yet, bro. Like, you used to care. You see somebody walking the street strung out on drugs, but you know that's not really them. You feel me? Like, people used to care about that. Like, that's why things like interventions exist, or they would try to, do something to get they people from out there, especially if it's the type that you don't ever see out there like that. What you mean? It's some people today, if I see them out there like that, which I'm not going to say I haven't had those experiences, actually. I am the good, right candidate to talk about it. You see people you love or just people was living another way, like, nah, that person don't belong out there, bro. Like, what the F is going on? Now, if we could all open our homes to and get every homeless person off the street, I'm sure if that was the easy fix, because people would say you should open your door, you should, depending on what you are to a person. But really, if that ain't your child, because I have heard a lot of stories like that I find very powerful of people who sacrifice their whole life just to help an addict that they love. Literally. I ain't gonna say sacrifice their whole life, but they have sacrificed seasons of their life just to help somebody they love that was strung out. It's like, we're the people of the world who remember that type of love, right? Those are some of the main ones I'm saying can tell you that people used to care. Now, I guess they saying the drug's so bad, it's like a 1% chance you even gonna turn a person around, even if you try. Something called fentanyl or whatever pills and different stuff they got people out here popping. Like, they make it, like I said, seem influential in the music, and then wonder why so many homeless addicts on the street. People say, well, that's your problem if you can't just keep it as a music level. Like, it's just supposed to be music. No, it rub off. Think about a young person though. A young person, they gonna think that's cool. It's in style. And you talking about pop a Percocet, and they 14 and 15 years old, 12, right? Like, just young ages. Cause what audience do y'all think Lil Nas X more was appealing to? People like him, Travis Scott, 6ix9ine. Like, who would they be more appealing to? What person in their 40s and 50s, just listen to them, like they fans of them first, right? No, not too many. It's more the young people that be, and I even had to pay more attention. Like, oh, okay, so that ain't really new as far as the rap and hip hop culture, even pop culture, talking about drugs. That ain't even new. But now it's like all mixed together: drugs, sex, money, fighting. I can go on and on. Oh, the worst part is like this, like it's cool to have anxiety. No offense to Dochi, but it's just an example of the type of music I'm talking about, right? Like we never thought we'd see today is trendy to have anxiety. That's fine, sing about the anxiety, but are you telling people the realities of it and that there's actually help? Because anxiety actually take over some people's life to where they can't control it no more. Every time they turn around, they nervous. They nervous, they shaking, they got anxiety about something, right? I ain't gonna lie, as much of a fan as I am of this song, I just don't even chant it much. I don't even want my kids to get in just walking around here talking about, I got it, it's my anxiety, I've just got anxiety. Doing the dance, like, no thanks. And it's actually a very catchy song. It's my anxiety, somebody's watching me. Let me tell you something, Miss Dochi. If we really, it's cool to sing your song, but if we walk around here, us people in the real world walk around here with too many signs of anxiety, do you know what they're going to write us up and say on a piece of paper where they're going to put us? If you just acting too psyched out, schizophrenic, anxiety all the time. So I really don't think it's nothing to joke about. Maybe it was just more of her trying to, I ain't gonna say normalize it, but normalize people, right? Accepting things that they might be struggling with. Maybe that was her point with the music. You feel me? But I do know there is like, seems to be agendas on the other side of some of this music. They talk about anxiety and depression more than I've ever heard, but they do it like in an influential way. Like, oh, I'm feeling suicidal. I just want to die. I don't want to be alive. I don't want to die today. I just want to die. Whatever the song said, you got to listen. They was like, oh, that was dedicated to suicide survivors. Because, you know, the end do just be like, the end of the song is more like hopeful, like where he's saying, I think I want to live. Something like that, you know what I mean? And they give the suicide hotline number on the video to the song. At the end of the video, it's gonna say, yeah, if you one of those struggling with this. See, I can do music like that where it's actually like giving you some information. Like, yeah, I know we just rapped and sang about this, but if you're actually going through this, yeah, here's some help at the end of the video, right? And you just put a song out there talking about anxiety, and people, young kids, is playing this. They playing this in their playlist, on their record players. You know, it's a part of their everyday lives. Listening to a song called Anxiety. I don't mean to sound like I'm pressuring everything, but yeah, let's push the pressure back. Because emotion like anxiety, oh yeah, that's pressure. Let's talk about pressure. Emotional, mental distresses like anxiety and depression, oh yeah, that's pressure. That's pressure that they throw in the music with no problem. And then we got to see Lil Nas X walking down the street strung out on drugs. Like, if the anxiety and depression is so cool, why are we saying the celebrities really falling victim to it like that? Even with all their connections and class and status, they be showing us, hey, shit, we just sang about this. We are human too. We get depressed. We get the feeling, we definitely get the feeling lonely. Like, you know what they say about the top. And the more they actually show these realities, you still gonna have people in the lower class that say, I want that life. They don't get it, bro. They do not get it. That's my opinion about it. They just don't get it yet. But how much more do you need to see? Maybe Lil Nas X is like, and him and people like him, Kodak Black, all them, as you see, it don't matter how far down the tunnel they fall sometimes, they can still get back up and produce another album if they want to. 6ix9ine showed y'all. Kodak Black showed everybody recently. I said, I thought he was they just said he was on drugs in and out the rehab. But then he put out yet another, might I add, top charter, right? Billboard album, literally. After being on the streets, on drugs, strung out, left alone, he get right back in the studio and rap about it. So you can't say every rapper is not living their actual like life experience, like what they rap about, right? We can't just, the days is over where we can say, oh, that person ain't really street. Somebody writes their lyrics. You can't say that about some of them. You seen it right there in black and white and in color. But I said, what kind of people do they have around them where they ready with the camera as soon as you have a misfortune? Shows a lot about our friends today. You on that level, ain't nobody really your friend. Lose all that money. Look, seen that with Lil Nas X? This clip that's going viral. Somebody was just riding in their car, following him while he walking, talking to himself on drugs, bro. Just thinking it's funny to interview him like that. That's crazy, but I'm glad more situations like that are starting to get attention. We just supposed to let them fall by the wayside. Well, he was a star. He should be able to save himself. That's crazy, right? I guess they be like, that's crazy for you to sign a contract with an album company anyway, a producing company, and it's like, hey, bro, I'm telling people right now, the contract is about the work, not my life, not my soul, not my blood. If you want to make music, I'm gonna sign this contract for us to make music. Like, it's like these guys just sign it and they're not looking at anything but the dollar signs, not knowing probably 80% of the dollar signs is going to be going back. That's called an advancement. That money they give you when you first sign a deal, you got to make that money back. Now, after you make that money back, you got to pay all the people on the team that helped you make that project come. I see what they be saying, like, bro, by the time everybody get paid, you ain't even making nothing. I don't know if they were still trying to make the industry look glorious. It's not looking too good, bro. These guys are steady. Oh, if they don't end up dead, they falling victim to drugs or they're in prison. And they ain't been with the record company but less than 5 years. 5 years or less, you already see them on the news. Another rapper goes to jail, or another rapper on drugs. Another rapper being accused of something. He beat up his girlfriend. Same old narratives over and over again. But our question is, why we don't see them having long 20-year stretches like they used to? 35-year, 40-year stretches, man. Like LL Cool J. You say his name, people still know who that is. And he really ain't never stopped doing music either. Y'all, I mean, I don't know. Don't sleep on him. He has some music out there lately, I heard. It was fire, too, where people was like, is that LL Cool J? They damn near forgot the man could rap. Ice Cube, Ice-T, people like that or something. They just had longer stretches. I guess I shouldn't have used them for example. I do respect the NWA stories like that, like groups that actually went through shit, just trying to like use their freedom of speech in their music. That's not what I'm talking about, though. I'm talking about, you ain't heard of these people going longer than 10 years in a successful stretch. I mean, they better do something, because that don't look good. And like 6ix9ine, y'all didn't hear about that? His girlfriend or a lady friend that was in one of his videos. I know exactly who they talking about. I'm not saying I know her, but I was familiar with who they was talking about, because she really did. She made the video what it was. Everybody saw how bad, in a good way, her body was. She was the main girl. You know, they always have background dancers and models and stuff in the videos, but she was like one of the main girls in one of his top singles in the video. What they call it, like the video vixen. And she lost her life recently. That's crazy. Like, I'm still trying to process all this. You turn around, it's another person. I feel like soon something gonna have to give, even if it means changing the way that insurance policies work, contracts, all this stuff. It's just crazy. It's noticeable. Like, people just dropping like flies, right? What a lot of people spend more time doing, just watch the people that was surrounding them, people that quote unquote died. Watch them for a while, 6 months to a year. What are they doing? Not saying they supposed to be walking around looking sad. If they don't show no signs of sadness, then they didn't care. That's not what I'm talking about. Like, how did their lives change? Because usually when you lose somebody close to you, it kind of shows, like, you just see that on the person, right? You don't have to say that person was close to you. How you act now, how you move now, since that person is not as close to you, should show that you were close to that person that you just lost. I'm not saying it should be just all these negative signs, but definitely some type of sign, like, you know that that person just lost a person that was close to them. Like, that person seemed to be on the edge more. They cussing all the time. Did they lose somebody close to them, idiot? Oh, that person's drinking. Since when do we just do that to throw our lives away? Literally. Like, I just choose beer every day and alcohol and strong drink and strong drugs. You'll be surprised how many people, just listen to the rappers, lost people, not just lost people, but some of the closest to them. Every time, bro, you can't miss it. You can't miss it, because now people want to get in the comments of what happened with 6ix9ine, little lady friend, video vixen. But RIP to her too. That's still sad. It's too many young ladies too, just like the rappers. They was all like, yeah, see y'all young people, you gotta watch who you hang out with. That's crazy, bro. So y'all just gonna tie 6ix9ine to her death like that. Y'all gonna say it's that man's fault that somebody he did business with, even if it was like she ain't even a rapper singer. Once again, a video vixen is paid to be pretty, and look how she's supposed to look on camera. What you mean? You ain't even gotta have talent to be one of them. I ain't saying not talent, but your talent is more like in your physical appearance type of deal. That's why you were chosen to be the star of the video. See? And they so desperate with it, bro. Like, that's crazy, bro. So it's getting so bad out here. When a person lose somebody close to them, they just assume, oh yeah, that person close to them had something to do with it. That ain't everybody's story, bro. Okay, because Lil Nas X, thank God, I mean, because death is unfortunate for anybody, but he is still with us. He is amongst the land of the living right now. And you got people that just think it's funny to put the camera on and talk about, look, he walking up and down the streets with underwear on drugs, talking out of his head. Like, look how they do you alive. Why would you think we supposed to, oh, nobody's going to know they gone? Yeah, we paying attention, though. Like, how are you living after they are? If they was close as hell to you. You see a person struggling, and like, I just say that's more apparent signs of somebody that actually is taking a loss. They actually doing worse than somebody gone, bro. Yeah, I'm gonna say it like that. A person is just like, literally, bro. You go back to the time they lost somebody close to them and they've been glowed up ever since. It's like, it makes sense, but I'm watching everything else about you like, damn, are there signs that you missed the person? Just like with Rich Homie Quan's story. How his people doing? When we say people, we don't mean just a family. Usually these guys in the industry have a crew, not just the entourage and the fans and the haters, but you usually have a close crew that you have worked with for years, bro. That's sad. Even when I think about Elvis Presley's story, he had a lot of people around him, even when he died. Like, I wasn't there to see it, but that's what the story say. Like, you had a lot of people around you, bro. You felt like you could trust. Or these celebrities ain't crazy. They know they can't trust everybody, bro. They actually think the more they pay them, they think they can pay for loyalty. Now, that's why so many people still get crossed. You think Selena wasn't paying for loyalty? Look, it was a person close to her too. Just couldn't handle her success. Just couldn't handle her getting any bigger. They say Selena could have did way more if she would have, just like the level she was on and the level she was about. It wasn't even about what she was on when she lost her life. Like, do you know the heights that Selena was about to reach on a global level though? Or do you know Selena's story where she started? But they steady calling people fake. Oh, you didn't bring all your day ones with you. Hey, ain't nobody. Hey, you don't tell nobody they gotta trust all they day ones. Who you think you is? Selena. What was that lady name? Yeah, she the one. They say she was stealing out of her account and everything. RIP to Selena, yo. I still listen to some Selena numbers myself, and it's not to gain clout or none of that. You don't know what's on the person list. What you mean? Cause that "Dreaming of You" song, boy, it takes me places. You know that was a special lady. Oh boy, it was just magic going on in the studio for real when she did that. When she did that song, she was just talking about somebody she be dreaming of. She said, "I'm dreaming of you tonight. Till tomorrow, I'll be holding you tight. And there's nowhere in the world I would rather be than here in my room." Y'all, like, we didn't ask you to sing the song, just giving her some respect where it's due, man. Like, lyrics hit people in a different way for a reason. There's nowhere in the world I'd rather be than in my room dreaming about you and me. And for ladies, like women, yeah, people be wanting to explore the woman's mind. They used to want to. Now, everybody wear their mind on a t-shirt. They wear their mind on a caption. They used to actually be cherished. Like, how did that young, beautiful, quiet girl next door type lady feel? What be on her mind? Right? Because she keeps herself that reserved or that modest. Now, they see everything. And if you don't show it, you hiding something. Like, no, women can still be modest. It's a choice. Then they do say it gotta be in you, not on you with certain things. But modesty is a whole choice, wouldn't you say? Just to say, put every woman or man in a category and say he's modest or she's not modest. And then it's not just about that. We do certain things modestly with that ly at the end. You know, they'll say drink modestly, use modestly. That's a whole measurement. Like, it's a choice anyway. When we apply it to our like personal lives, I would say that's a choice. But yeah, y'all, I'm just sad though. Like, they like, why you even care? Lil Nas X was a devil worshiper. Like, bro, I don't care what a person's religion is. Nobody deserves to be stripped from everything, walking the street in boots and underwear. Especially when you've reached a certain level of fame and success. It just show like, yeah, it's real wolves out there, bro. And these young people be trusting them. They see a sheep and call it weak. Like, nah, I don't want to hang with the sheep. The wolves look cooler. The wolves always look cooler, don't they? They they rolling in wolf dough. Like, it's just sad though. I'm trying to laugh to keep from being sad about it. Like, yep, the wolves always influence people. That's why I said them contracts, they don't be understanding, bro. That money they give you up front, that's an advancement. Let's say it's 50,000. You done went and spent it all. You didn't put up no investments. The producing companies, they'll be shocked with me. I mean, I'm one of them people, they probably would be nosy. Like, why you worried about what I'm doing with the advancement, bro? If I'm doing everything I'm supposed to on my other end, I'm showing up for all the shows, I'm showing up for all the photo shoots and events. Now, don't worry about what I'm doing with the advancement money. I would blow them away. Like, damn, you done went and started 10 businesses. We ain't even did your first album yet. That's the type of person I would be. But maybe it does look easier said than done. I'm telling you, I know it must be more to that. Like, that's probably what it be. You paying attention. They want to go buy their mama a house. Their mama don't even know. That's just an advancement. Like, if one of my kids try that after they sign a contract, no, baby, don't buy me no house, because it probably wasn't even all your money. Actually, that wouldn't happen with us, because we're going to be in there with our business lawyer. We're going to be reading through those contracts and everything. But I'm just saying, I wouldn't want them like, okay, mom, I just made my first 100,000. That's the first thing I want to do. I want to buy you a house. I'll tell them, no, we ain't finna do it with that money. The advancement money? You ain't setting mama up like that. Not that they would be trying to. I'm just saying, it would be my way of teaching them how you got to be careful with contracts and advancement money. They be thinking they made it just off of, come on, bro. That's just the advancement to pull you in. And usually how advancements go, that ain't no loan. That ain't no loan, but it is kind of like you owe it back. This was just to advance you, get you to sign a deal like a bonus. You know what I mean? Like I really shouldn't even call it that. Advancement, yeah, that's how they work. You gotta pay, pretty much they gotta take that back. You don't start making your money and royalties till everybody else get paid. And I bet these guys just fall on depressed times when they finally find out the truth. When they actually in those arrangements, they find out the truth. Hey, I want to go solo. Solo, they'd probably be pissing them off. You gotta just go solo. Don't mention it. Don't announce it. Please don't do that. Oh, it's crazy too. Even as far back as the Motown days, y'all. All David Ruffin and the Temptations group, he was like, I want to go solo. And it's crazy. Like shortly after they find the man dead. It's stupid, bro. Like, well, you know, he had women and drugs. That's probably what it was. They just found him on the side of the road dead. Unmarked car pushed him out the car. Maybe he was off into things he didn't have no business doing. And then that's all they think about it. Not the fact, like, damn, bro, that's strange. Right after bro went solo, Beyonce went solo. She's doing fine. That's what I'm saying. If anything, it looks like life got better for her, right? Like, I guess people be looking at that, but you don't see just people coming after Beyonce neck all the time just because she went solo. I'm trying to think of some more like her, like that they went solo and they was all right. Pleasure P. Y'all know he started with Pretty Ricky, Omarion. But it's weird, bro. Like some dudes seem to happen to the others when they go solo. Omarion doesn't happen to him like that, but yeah, bro. Like why we ain't seen bro do no more music? Like we know bro had talent, so. I was just saying, like, what's up with that? The groups always want to get pissed off. They want to go solo. Like, to me, the only way they would get mad at that, they already know what's going to happen when certain people go solo. Because I feel like certain people is meant to do certain ventures independently, right? They're meant to literally go branch off and see what, I mean, you can't be mad at a person that started with people. That means they cared. Yeah, whatever you want to call them, they day ones. But yeah, you know how the world look at it. If you don't stay tied to them, you tried to go solo. You being selfish. Because I'm still wondering what happened to Rich Homie Quan, right? Young Dolph, right? People that just showed they have the strength to live an independent life, really. And still make it with their talent and skills. If they want to do that is so sad. Like the reality of something I've been paying attention to, that it might be actually be real, bro. Like people have a problem seeing a person that once flourished in a community or a group go off by themselves and then have any type of little bit of success. Maybe to them that's intimidating. Like look at Tupac. Just a lot of them. Like, yeah, all they mention is they was finna go solo, do an independent venture. Today, it's like, don't announce it, just do it. Or if they don't see you building a team, they see you building, while people be like, build silently. In the age of surveillance, how can you really do that? All I made my mind up, I'm gonna keep building it. I don't care how technology advances for surveillance, bro. If you was the type of person to build before that, keep doing it. You was the type of person to do independent ventures, so they be trying to be funny. But let us see you make it without us. And then that's where you see all these unfortunate stories, bro. They be on a mission to prove that. That's all you can do is sabotage it. But yeah, anybody want to go solo, be independent, they can do that. Too many people done did it. Like I said, Beyonce. Went her and her husband. Because he started with, you know, he had a label too. Or just what I said, like that group or team you start with, you know. You don't start seeing all this madness till they break up. So that shows something about humanity. Like, you say you believe in unity, but look at the type of shit be going on even when y'all unified. Somebody still low key side cut, short hating and stuff. They just it's more shown when that person go independent or solo. Come on, bro. Shout out to Escape. They one of the groups that actually come back together and go on tours and stuff. B2K did it recently, right? We love to see groups come back together and like give us a show, man. Cause like to people who you started with, they loved all of y'all. That's crazy. Nobody starts picking sides until divisions happen. That's why I don't let that. I'm trying my best. I'm doing a good job to me, like not letting that type of stuff affect me. Cause it's like, oh, all you can do is choose sides and say, like I said, what made me think about it was seeing the comments about Lil Nas X, people talking about, I never liked him anyway. That's exactly how they start talking. Once you branch out from come on, bro. I'm sure Scar said that about Simba. Yeah, I didn't like his little ass anyway. Yeah, let's run him off. And then when the people start complaining, missing Simba's presence, that's really when Scar disgust starts showing. Like, oh, y'all actually desire him back? Yeah, because he thought because his hate was supposed to apply to everybody else. Yeah, we miss him back. We ain't ate. The land been desolate and everything since Simba been gone. And you still trying to, like, it's just crazy how real that movie is, even in real life. It's stupid, bro. Like, not saying Lil Nas X was one of those trying to go solo. I believe he probably is going through something like that behind the scenes. They just be trying to get out of contracts, maybe choose a different way, not knowing. Yeah, you sign your life to these industries. That's why I see what's going on now. Like, if more people learn they can do what they need to independently, where will we make money, right? We wouldn't need nobody to sign our contracts no more, or people wouldn't look at that the same if they all got empowered enough to just go build independently. That's crazy, but we call it the United States. Why not just help in a united way, help multiple different individuals to build in that way? I guess that's one of them questions they answer themselves, though. It's crazy. It's one of them questions they answer themselves, boy. Like, oh, why don't the country want to see more people just build their own brands, build their own producing studios? We see Tyler Perry did it. He started with a crew too. Remember how humble he started? Like, not saying he not humble, but look at his humble beginnings is what I mean. Just straight stage plays, straight sweat and hard work. Stage plays, bro. Turned into movies, big screens, and then his own producing. That's just a good example. Y'all be more looking at the artists and what they fell victim to, but I'll be looking at what be waiting on them when it came there. Of course, you want to grow. You want to expand your horizons and stuff once you get on a certain level. But some people taking their time with it. It's a simple, all of us, we're a contract away from a life change. Everybody. They always say that you're a paycheck away from homelessness. Yeah, we're also one contract away from greatness. The thing is, we have to pay more attention to those contracts and actually read. So now it ain't about black people not being able to read, because black people can read. It's all kind of people can read today. It's just more access to education. It's do they take the time to though? Or they read it. But if you're doing bad and you really only a contract away from a life change, you ain't even trying to read all that. It's just like, ooh, yeah, let me sign it. They break them down to where it's almost you will seem strange. Like, why wouldn't you want to change your life? People be surprised how many I ain't being funny, because the opportunity is only that. Ask a person why they didn't take an opportunity. Ask them, have it been in their face before? Because some of us, it have. God's hand was just on your life in a way where it's like, no, I want to show you something. Since you think this is what you really want, We all want a life change, but God had me to look at it, and I'm gonna be grateful one day because I feel it a little bit now. I do. Like you know when you have purpose. But like I said, just like we all a paycheck away from homelessness, we're also all a contract away from like a whole life change. What do you think an insurance policy is? A contract. What is a lease document? A contract. What is a car lease agreement? A contract. What is a marriage license? A contract. Actually reading what you're agreeing to. That's all it just come down to. It has to. Because clearly you can piss people off if you don't keep your side of the agreement, you know? But they wasn't used to seeing more young people stand up and you know, make people accountable for their sides of the agreement too. Because we see what y'all do to young people in this industry if they don't keep theirs. Maybe they should stand up more and actually read the details and make sure. And I know some of them do. That's probably where the problem come in. That you come in the office asking questions. You come in there with shit on the paper that's highlighted. Like, oh, this right here say this. Oh, that's when you become a threat. Which really it shouldn't be like that. I'm just trying to have you to see where you should be upholding your side type of deal. It's just getting old, bro. Like, I saw Gucci Man, for example, on a short recently, like doing a promotion or whatever. He was like, I got all this money for my next artist. Who gonna be next? The old Gucci people would have been flocking to a post like that. Like, oh, me, Gucci, yeah, hear my work. See what I can do. Yeah, I can rap. I want to be your next artist. It's funny how people are awakened now. Like, they know that money ain't worth their soul. They rather go work long hours and just, you know what I'm saying, be humble and happy with the lives that they've been blessed with. Because there are really other great careers outside of the industry. There really is. There really is. Like, think about it. It's a lot of other stuff you could do to help serve society outside of music, acting, things that turn you into some type of idol for others. But I noticed that with fanship, though, like, they feel like they got to do everything just like that person. That's when a person has become an idol, though. Just helping people to see it. You might say, oh, that ain't my idol. That's just my favorite celeb. But do you find yourself trying to live your life just like that person? You said you a Barb's fan, but now you are dressed like a Barbie every day. Like, you can't be that person fan and be yourself. I can see for Halloween or sometimes, but damn, every day, now you a Barbie too. And now you got a culture of Barbies. It's really crazy, bro. Like real life Barbies. Some of them have even gone plastic for real. Like anything to their body to really look like a Barbie. It make you wonder, right? It make you think. Like, oh, when did the culture of BBL start rising? Think about it. when Nicki Minaj came out. Because Barbie really is a petite lady. They do make them in all sizes, but really think about it. Barbie didn't just have no big, gigantic butt. She had a regular body, bro. Now that I will respect the Barbie company for, the Mattel company for. Like, hey, bro, the first classic Barbies and stuff y'all put out, they were natural. They were natural. Then they start introducing these new doll companies like LOL doll and Bratz. That's the one I was thinking about, the Bratz doll, ended in the letter Z. Those dolls, they look like they had more figures. I watched the whole culture and like during how it was shaped. Yeah. Because the Bratz dolls came out when I was a little girl, but we still knew about Barbie. And it don't matter what other doll they came out with, bro. That's one thing about Barbie. She's still like number one, bro. I ain't seen a doll company overdo them yet. So they had the bright idea, well, we'll give them thicker bodies on the Barbie dolls. Maybe that'll outsell Barbie. Because I think the LOL dolls, Bratz dolls, Monster High dolls, all of them, they make a lot of money too. Because, you know, as long as there will always be little girls, these doll companies, that's something I might actually invest in. Like maybe the baby dolls or some type of Barbie doll. It is a smart business move. Like any type of toy. If you go that way as far as investment with your money and just put out a toy like that kids like, I don't, ain't no way you not ain't no way a business like that gonna fail, because whether it's Christmas or not, people always gonna buy their kids toys. If I was on Shark Tank and in front of a bunch of investors and they just like, what would you do? The possibilities would be endless. I would think about business and services and products that are in demand right now, and others that we could use. That's where inventors come in, and what they call them people that introduce new ideas. But I would look at all the Wi-Fi companies right now. They'd be like, "Damn, you thinking big? Wi-Fi? Yeah, I want my own Wi-Fi company. Why not?" You just never know what's all on the other side of it, right? I'm not saying I know all the logistics, but I just would look like that towards the type of product and businesses that people will always need. That's the difference between me as a gold mine, literally a gold mine and a gold mine, and others. They just like, well, let me go flip this and flip that and turn it into that. That's the way they hustle. Me, I'm looking at business to you like lighter companies. Everybody needs a lighter, a time or two. I ain't seen lighter companies go out of business yet, right? I would just think like that, like as far as investing. Ain't nothing wrong with investing in other things like Bitcoin and blockchain, and just like I would invest into the future. I ain't seen babies stop wearing diapers yet, so I don't see nothing wrong with investing in a diaper company or a condom company. It wouldn't be like you the first one to start the idea. You got a lot of people fighting for that literally today, like them wanting to be the ones to look like they created something. So how do I plan to fight that? Well, you can still blend in with other businesses that are already doing things. It's called starting your own brand. You know how many brands of diapers it is? I've never heard of other diaper companies joining a bandwagon to stop one diaper company. I'm sure it's new diaper companies come out every year. Um, Pads, those are those menstrual cycle companies. Pads, diapers, any type of undergarments, they're always going to be in business, bro. Just imagine how many babies are born a year. You start a diaper company, you ain't never out of money, because not only are diapers in demand, different sizes will continually be in demand. And then, starting a diaper company open doors to other things. Look at Similac, Gerber, they caught on. Like, why just stop at diapers? Let's do baby food. Let's do baby wipes. Let's do all kind of baby items. But those that do work in the industry of products and services for babies, they're smart people. That's all I'm trying to say. But people keep acting like the industry and contracts with them people is the only way that you can change life status changes for yourself. Only through music, film, video. Some of us, we know that ain't the only way. You can go quietly, because any type of internet business or service, that's not so quiet. But there are other quiet industries, if I can use that term, that a person can join. Like I said, like fashion or diaper companies. Like, why nobody think of that? Why nobody wants to start a new sponge company? Sponges, literally cleaning product company, cleaning products. It's so many things that you could start your own brand with. But it's funny to see people like get in line and put their souls on the line so much only for one industry. It's crazy. So, like, when I look at stories as like Lil Nas X and stuff like that, it just made me think about it. Like, did these young people know there were like a million and one other ways, like other whole companies, businesses, or brands they could have started themselves before falling victim to an industry that's just gonna kick you to the street as soon as you don't abide or adhere about what they talking about. The industry be mad at everybody else, bro. Like, but I don't care who you are. Like, your slip can start showing. And that's just the industry. Their slip has been showing. Not just that one, the film industry too. Because you had whole actors and actresses on strike during the pandemic, bro. I remember that. They was like on a protest, like, yeah, we're not working until our pay arises. They clearly are starting to look like industries that are just out to rob people, honestly. And then you would think robbing somebody of their royalties and money is enough, but no, y'all still be out here whole sabotaging a person's life, bro. Like, oh no, we didn't. You leaving this industry, we don't want to see you make it or nothing else. That's just the devil and all his pettiness, though. Yeah, like we must preach and stress this to young people, bro. We must do this, like, uh, because once again, industries don't even know you exist until you put yourself out there. You just another lost person amongst the stars. That's why I am thankful for some of these social media platforms because people do have a right to control the level of what can I call it, like the level of success that they're willing to go or that they need to go. Like who told people every musician's main goal is to play for some opera or every rapper's goal is to sign a deal, right? Every construction builder is looking to get his work noticed by the top. Right. Like some people are just comfortable in being who they are with what they can do for themselves. And they still trying to make it look like they have no problem with it. Sorry, y'all. My allergies have been through the roof. I don't know about some of y'all's, but that's why you hear me sniffling on these past 5 or 6 streams. I'm up here sniffling left and right, blowing my nose, pausing the audio just to blow my nose, like I'm finna do right now. But yeah, I ain't gonna be on here all night. I just wanted to pay some homage a little bit, some respect. Let young people like Lil Nas X know, like, not everybody is out here judging you and trying to paint you in a bad image. Like, just because you fell on hard times. Yeah, they gonna show it to us like that, bro. Like, bro, them already know what come with the industry. Like, they gonna try to show all your fans. That's the thing about a fan, though. If they're a true fan, it's nothing you can show about that person that it's just gonna be make a fan be like, ew, I'm disgusted. Oh my god, Little Nas X is having a spaz out. Like, y'all do know that's the culture. That's some of the crazy stuff they talking about in their music. Like, don't let people judge you and living on the edge. And I guess they just being more uh, open about it. Like, it's sad to sit back and watch them try to hold zombie zombiealize, right, the youth through these different angles, right? We was talking about the Simpsons earlier, bro. Like, now people want to shine more light on what they quote unquote predict. I don't know who the writer is for the Simpsons scripts, but more people have caught on to that. Like, y'all seem to know everything before it happened, right? A whole animation, a whole comedy animation show that's been around literally since the 80s or maybe further. That's how old The Simpsons is. Thank you guys for tuning in to another live stream with You Will Make It TV. Just, we wanted to shine light on it. Like, pay more attention when Instead of like laughing at these clips of people struggling or people catching somebody during a struggling moment, why not more question who is behind the camera? Were you just some bystander in the roads that happened to see Lil Nas X during one of his high sprees, or were you somebody that knew him, right? They be thinking they get them power over a person or that on you. It's crazy. And they be hoping that the person just surrenders to whatever dirt. And maybe we see them outside like that because they be some of the ones that ain't trying to surrender. If it ain't too late for Lil Nas X, I don't believe it. Any person that's trying to turn their life around, sometimes I said it in a quote, sometimes the biggest step we ever took was stepping down and humbling ourselves. That way, when our new paths are presented, there is no way you can bring anything that's not meant to be with you because you actually stepped down and surrendered everything you were before, type of deal. Thank you guys for tuning in. Until next time.